So Delta Force has just dropped on console, and I'm making this video because today we had so many people come through the stream, which the live stream platform will be linked down below if you want to come on over and hang out with us. We stream Delta every single day. We were getting so many questions to the point I was like, I'm just going to make a video. It'll be all in one place, and hopefully we can cover everything that we were going over in stream today, and hopefully we can help someone with this video. So let's get into it. One of the most commonly asked things today was, what's the #1 tip you give for someone starting out in Delta? Now, I have over 1,200 hours in this game, and the first thing I would always recommend a new player start to work on or to do in this game is to come here to the black site and start to work on their stamina upgrades. Now, stamina in this game is super important. It's something I neglected when I started playing the game, and I felt it extremely heavy once I got a little bit later in the game and I hadn't put any money into the stamina upgrades. I was getting caught out by teams left, right and center. They were chasing me down. I couldn't run away, or I couldn't catch people when I had damaged them either, because I didn't have enough stamina. So the CSD is somewhere that you want to be going into and starting to work on straight away. As you can see, I have everything maxed here. Max stamina, recovery increased, so recover my stamina half, 50% more. And also the max stamina increase as well, man. So that's 50% extra stamina on top of what you start with. And this means the movement speed when you are downed, it's plus 10%. This doesn't sound like a lot, but it's absolutely massive when you get downed in raid, and you're able to, move a lot faster than if you never had this upgraded. Get yourself behind cover and gives your teammate just that extra chance to be able to revive you safely. So stamina is definitely up there. In my opinion, one of the first things you should work on and look into, start investing into straight away. Now, these menus are pretty, aggressive, I think, for a new player as well. That was something else that was getting commonly asked today in stream, getting commonly spoke about in stream today, was how many menus there was, how scary it looks. There's so many things to choose from and all the rest of it. But look, guys, give this game a chance. It's super rewarding. It can be very, intimidating when you first come into the game, but all you need to do is put a bit of time into it, learn what everything is, and as soon as you start turning that corner of the learning curve, it just all starts making sense. The game is super rewarding, and trust me, you are going to be addicted like nothing else when you start to sink your teeth into Delta Force. I've tried so many other games like Tarkov, ABI, and I don't know what it is, man, but they just don't hit the same as this game. But I digress, I got a bit distracted there. Another thing you want to be working on is the firing range. Now, I don't have mine max because I'm stingy, but the firing range is super crucial as well. This helps increase your max load that you can carry in game. Now, once you get a certain amount of items in the game, in your backpack, your rig, guns, everything like that adds weight. And when you get to a certain weight limit, you become overweight, and there's like a debuff. You can see at the bottom of the screen, it says kg. And this will then make you move slower in raid, but also it will drain your stamina faster as well. We're going to stay here in the black site because there's another tip here that isn't just for new players coming to the game. This is also for players that have been in the game for hundreds of hours that I see still don't utilize this, and that is the crafting in the game. Now, you can craft things here, but I'm just going to go over to this menu because it's a lot cleaner to look at. Now, this is gives you the ability to craft things in the game. So pharmacy is like your meds and stuff like that. Repair kits. Armor bench is what it is. It tells you there you can produce helmets, ballistic vests, chest rigs, backpacks. Workbench is ammo. These two are super important. And then you've got the cyber warfare, which is where you can craft weapons and attachments and stuff like that. But what we're going to want to focus on is the workbench and the armor bench. Now, you want to try and get these leveled up as well as soon as you can. As soon as you hit level 3, you're able to then start crafting some of the best stuff in the game, like gold ammo and gold armor. Now, this is where you can make a super chunky passive outcome as well, because the gold ammo, this fluctuates in price as well. So don't forget, like, sometimes in the morning certain types of ammo can be cheaper than it would be at night. So if you're going to craft this, even the crafting items needed to craft it can be cheaper in the morning as well. So like if you click in here, for instance, the ammo, you can see here that there's a certain amount of items that you need to be able to craft this ammo. You get 120 rounds in it, and you can basically just buy all this in the one go by clicking the shopping cart here. It tells you how much it's going to be. You buy it and you're good to go. Here, these are the premium fuels. You can't just buy premium fuel. You need to do like a barter for it. It's like something you do in Tarkov. So you click here to the source, click view, and it will say here quick fill. Now if you click that, it's the same as a little shopping cart. You buy it, and these are the items that you barter to get 4 of the premium fuel, and you're allowed a purchase limit of 20. Now you use all these items to then start crafting a stack of 120 gold ammo. It takes around 8 hours, and as you can see here, it only takes 2 of the premium fuel, so you can make 240 gold bullets. And if we look at the price of these, you click source purchase, for 120 rounds you're going to get nearly half a million for the 1 stack of 120 bullets. Now you can make 2 of these, which is a million, and then on top of that you can craft yourself a gold vest, and these gold vests are going for, let me see, 307k. So it's very, very good to make money, especially if you're starting out in the game. Something I didn't do enough of when I first started playing, and it will just help, you know, slowly increase your money here and there. Even can do it on the mobile app as well. If you have it on mobile, you can just quickly jump on there at night, start your crafting, get up tomorrow, and it'll be ready to go. So crafting's super important. Make sure you keep on that. Another thing I want to run over quite quickly here is the auction house, and that you can buy armor that is slightly broken, but it will cost you less as well. This is something that you need to know as well, because obviously if you're starting out in the game, you're not going to have lots of money. Like some people in the game, they've been playing it for the last 8 months. People starting out aren't going to have as much money. They're going to want to be careful on what they spend and how they spend it. And if you come here to gear, you can see at the top there's a couple additional tabs: new, like new, and damaged. So for example, this is on new. This gold helmet here is 420k. It's at max durability, like 50 here. But if you go to like new, it actually halves the price, and it has still got 42 durability. This is really, really good for anyone. Obviously I'm using the gold helmet as an example. You're not going to be buying a gold helmet straight away unless you want to use all your money on that, then feel free. But this is just an example of how you can save money and still have decent armor that, you know, is going to do well for you in raid. Saving money, potentially killing people in raid, and making money on a budget is always a good way to go in this game. So that was just a quick little one I wanted to fire over there. And again, if you click damaged, we'll use this helmet again as an example. That's took it down again to 146,000 for this helmet, and it still has 35 durability, which in my opinion isn't bad. It's not the best, but it is still very good for a gold helmet and the price of it. So definitely make sure you keep an eye out in this auction tab here when you're buying stuff like armor as well. It's the same with the armor. New, like new, and damaged. You can buy broken vests. Now a lot of people were asking today as well, how do you make a loadout? And I'm going to show you now. So we're going to the gunsmith. This game is super simple when it comes to making loadouts. Obviously what I would say is, if you like a certain gun, you know, make loadouts yourself, try them out, and you know, it's always good to kind of chop and change and try different things. But if you're just looking to jump into the game with, say, a meta build, you know, or a budget gun or whatever, this game's really good at making it super simple for you. You can literally just copy and paste a code, and it will just bring the entire gun up for you, with it being calibrated as well. And I'll show you how you know that the calibration or that's come with it as well. So let's say, for example, we want to build a sniper rifle. Yeah, we're going to come here to the M700, and this is going to get us the bare unit of the gun. So we click preview. Now as you can see, there's nothing on it here. We can start putting attachments and stuff on it if we like, but we want to do it the lazy way. We want to just get the code and put it straight in there. Now I already have loadouts saved up here. You can save up to 5 different loadouts. So I'll click my quickscope build, click apply, and that is it. That's the entire gun built. As you can see, it went from a bare unit to a whole solid gun. We have tons and tons of codes in my Discord. The link to that will be in the description down below as well. You can go in there and you can just copy and paste any gun build that you want and just go for it in the game. For anything from like the budget guns all the way up to the most meta guns, everything's in there in the Discord. So feel free to jump in there and, you know, try out whatever you like. But what you want to do here is, if you say you built this gun and you like it, and your teammate or your friend was like, oh, what's that gun you have, you know, can I get it? You just click to the loadout section here, go import, share code, and then this is a code here you copy and paste and send it to your mate, and then he does the same thing. He'll come back in here to the loadout section, and then, you know, import loadout, you put the code in here, and when you do so, you click the little search button and it will bring up all the attachments. Click apply and it puts it on the gun. Now where you know it's been calibrated by someone else is these little bars here in the bottom left of the attachment. This means that this attachment has been calibrated already and the calibration will come with this loadout code. So you won't even need to calibrate it or nothing. Everything is done for you. You click apply, and that's you. You've got that entire build there ready, set to go. Purchase, and away you go. As you can see here, you buy the gun and all the different attachments. So that's how you make a loadout in this game. Super simple, super easy. That is how you do it. Another thing I think is super important for new players to know is how to build a loadout in this game. Now, there's multiple different ways you can do it, and a lot of people like doing it this way, where they go into the stash and they'll be like, yeah, I'm going to take this vest, I'm going to grab a helmet, I'm going to take a gun, so on and so on. That's the way I like doing it. It's probably a little bit of a bad habit because it takes a lot longer. So guys, that is one way to do your loadout, but there's a quicker way, and that is down here, clicking on this loadout tab. Now, as you can see, I don't have anything on here. Well, I have a vest, but we'll take it off. So if I wanted to build it, I could build my loadout here from scratch, and it's a lot quicker than it would be doing it from the stash. So I can just straight click here. Anything that's in the stash, I can start building a loadout. So I'll grab a helmet, say this gold vest. We want a backpack. That one I would need to buy because I don't have any in the stash. So say we bought this one here, and then a rig. Grab the rig. Boom. There we go. So that's us doing that super quick. Now, next thing we want to do is grab ourselves a gun. This section's pretty cool because you can grab one from the stash like this, equip, and that's it straight on there. Or you can basically just build a gun from here with a loadout that you did earlier. So remember I was saying in the gunsmith you can save 5 different loadouts. You can grab a base gun here. So say the G3. That would cost us 50k to buy just the base weapon. We don't want that. We obviously want attachments as well. Preset loadout drop down menu. You can click here, and there's going to have all your loadouts that you've saved for that weapon you want to run. You can click there, remove that, and then you can just buy it, and then you're good to go with that weapon. So say we want to do this and just put the AUG in there. It's my favorite gun right now. You can actually add in ammo and meds from this menu as well. So same thing goes with the armor and backpack. If it's in your stash, you can just click that med and it will put it straight over for you into your rig. If you don't have it in the stash, it will buy it from the auction. This little shopping cart is an indicator that, you know, you're about to buy this item. Same thing goes for the ammo as well. If you don't have any ammo inside the stash, it's going to come up a little shopping cart like that telling you it's going to buy it from the stash, and you can buy sets of ammo in 30, like stacks of 30. That's how you buy the ammo here. So the more you click it, the more you're going to buy. Right click to remove it. If you've got some ammo in the stash, you just click that and it'll bring it over from the stash. Now there's an even quicker way that you can do this and get into raids faster with a loadout, and that is down here in the bottom left. I never knew this for the longest time, by the way, and it was pretty embarrassing when I found it out, but you can click here and you can have pre-made loadouts just ready to go. So if you die in a raid and you don't want to faff around making loadouts in those in the stash or in that other tab that I showed you, you can come here and just straight up click something. Everything is there ready to go, and boom, click the buy button and it will buy every single thing here, the ammo, helmet, chest rig, everything, and you're good to go. Proper quick. And you can also use the previous loadout that you died in raid with. As you can see here at the top, this is previous loadout. This is the one I died with in the last raid, and I can just straight buy up everything that's here. Very handy. You can save up to 5 different loadouts as well. You can make them and call them whatever you like. So this is like probably the quickest way to do it. But again, like I said, I'm super cheap, so I always like to go to the exchange tab and stuff like that because it doesn't work in this screen. The exchange tab doesn't work in this screen. You need to do it manually, so just bear that in mind as well. Another thing I want to touch on quick here is missions in the game. Now, we do not want to be neglecting missions, especially early on. There's a couple of reasons for that, and we're going to go over it right now. Now, click on departments. This is where you find all the missions, and each vendor has specific missions tied to it for different maps and stuff like that. So I was saying earlier, there's a couple of reasons why you don't want to be neglecting missions, and one of them is the amount of money you make from them. You can make so much money from doing the missions, and also you can get things like red armor, gold ammo, red ammo, stuff like that. And as you can see down below here, vendors have levels. You all start at level 1, and the more missions you do for that specific vendor, the more experience you're going to gain, and it will start to level them up. And every time you level up, you can get things like weapon skins, or even better, weapon crates and ammo crates. So it's super important to be working towards all the missions on every different vendor. You're also going to be making it possible by leveling up these vendors to be making better upgrades in your black site as well. How does this work? So in your black site, when you're going to level something up, it will tell you you need to be a certain operator level as well, by the way, so remember that too. You can't level certain things up in the black site if you are under leveled, but like I was saying there about the missions, you need to have certain vendors at certain levels before you can upgrade things in black site as well. So there is multiple reasons to be doing the missions. Don't neglect them and just get stuck right in. Another thing I get asked a lot is, who do I start out playing with in the game? Again, that's totally up to you, your play style and things like that, but if I was to give my opinion on who you should maybe start out with, a lot of people do like to gravitate towards D-Wolf. Smokes are so strong in this game. D-Wolf has 2 smokes. He can be defensive and also aggressive as well, and he has this ability where he has, you know, a motorized exoskeleton and he can run super fast. That's his ultimate ability, and he has like a blaster on his arm where he can shoot grenades out and it can be super aggressive. Also, you have Stinger, who can throw out a ton of smoke, which is obviously good for, you know, coming onto the game as a new person, being able to get yourself out of trouble. Throwing lots of smoke down is the way to do it. Also, he can heal himself as well. He has a pen where he can constantly stim himself and give himself health back, and that works as a painkiller and all that stuff as well. Pretty handy for a new player in the game. That's who I started out playing with. Another one I would say is Luna. She's so strong, super OP in the game, probably one of the strongest in the game, I would say. And she has her ultimate ability as a scan arrow, where you can fire it above enemies or where you think enemies might be, and if the scan area hits them, it will detect them through walls and you can see them through walls. It's absolutely nuts. She also has frag grenades, which are super strong, and a vault arrow as well, which has a pretty decent area of effect in terms of its damage. So yeah, I would say Luna, Stinger, and then maybe D-Wolf. But honestly guys, play around with them all. That's the point in the game. All the operators are pretty cool, apart from Seneva. Don't play Seneva. Nobody likes a Seneva. Another thing I want to explain real quick is the mails up here. This is where you collect your things like your auction sales. We'll go through how to sell things in the auction in a little minute. But this is where you collect all the money from things that you sell on the auction that is bought by real players playing the game. Also, if you click here on security as well, if you get killed by a cheater, you can get cheater compensation, and this is where you'll be able to claim it as well. And obviously it will tell you if you reported someone, or it will tell you if they actually got banned. This is where you'll see that. Notices when there's things going on in the game, like events and stuff like that. And the system is, sometimes if your teammates pick up your gear and bring it out, you'll be able to claim it back in here. And also, you know, as you can see, I've got a bunch of other stuff in here that I can claim, like armor and armor repair kits and stuff like that. Now, selling things on the market is pretty simple. We were speaking about it earlier, that I was going to show you how to do it. You just come up here into the stash menu, and when you're in here, you click the corresponding button on your controller. I don't know, because obviously I've not played on the controller, but I'm showing you guys how you actually sell things on the auction. On PC, it's right click, click sell, and obviously you can see here the price of it. It's 76,000 to the auction house, and here it is 38k to the vendor. So obviously we would want to sell this to the auction. You click list, and then this is going to tell you how much it costs to put an upfront deposit down and a handling fee and expected profit from, you know, selling this helmet at this price. Usually people click the little minus button just once, and then that means yours will get sold quicker. But that's how you put things on the auction, and obviously I showed you how you claim that money for when you sell that item on the auction as well. Another little additional note here for anyone who's actually on PC, it's just coming to the game new on PC. You don't need to right click this, you can actually Alt D and it'll bring up this menu straight away, just so you know. So another thing I was getting asked a lot today was extractions. How do I know where to extract from in the game? Again, Delta Force have made it super simple for you. As you can hear that bot running, we're going to go over audio in a minute as well. But you check out the map here, you can actually see where you can extract from. These markers here are telling me where my extracts are, and depending on where you spawn in the map, now I've spawned over this side of the map, so my extract's going to be over here, and vice versa. If you spawn over here, you're going to be, you know, extract's going to be over this side of the map. Now, not every extract you can just get out of for free. Some you need to pay for, some you can only do without having a backpack on, and the way to find that out is by just hovering over it here. Now you can see it says you need to pay 10k, and the way you get the money for this is by doing tasks in the game or searching a player's box as well. It can actually, if they do a task, it will tell you that they have task earnings. If you kill them, make sure you keep an eye out for that. You can steal that money and then get out from the extract. But these little blue exclamation marks are missions. If you complete one of them, it will give you, as you can see, reward 15k, and then that means you can pay to get out of this extract. Now, the other ones are, there's a random extract as well, so sometimes this is available, sometimes it's not. And then you always have a regular extract point, which anybody can get out of. You don't need to pay for it. And then this is the backpack extraction point. This means you have to remove your backpack and then you can leave. It's super important in this game to remember your spawn points and locations and where you spawn from game to game, because that can actually help you in being able to counter another team when you get into the game, or at least give you an idea of where to be looking when you load in and you're not caught off guard. So map knowledge is super key in this game. We're going to be going over some gear tickets and stuff to round out the video later, and that's what you're going to be wanting to use to gather some map knowledge in this game as well. So guys, we're going to quickly go over audio and how you can tell the difference between a bot and an actual player or an enemy AI. And you can tell right now they're shouting stuff. So the bots have certain voice lines and they're always the same voice lines. That's how you can tell the difference if it's going to be a bot or a player. Sometimes they don't shout the voice lines. How do you... There you go, you hear the voice line. How do you know if they don't shout the voice line? They have set patterns as well that they run in. They'll have so many steps and then they will stop. Some of them, when they're running, they'll have like this weird slide sound as well. And also, they don't jump or make, you know, they don't run for long periods of time. Like I was saying, they have a set movement. Now if it's a player will sprint continuously for a long period of time, or they will jump and stuff like that. So that's a couple of ways you can tell. And as you can tell, this is super loud, this audio right now as well, and that's because I have the purple deck helmet on, which is the best in the game. I can't believe that bot just didn't see me, but you see how he's got that little pattern where he'll run a few steps and then stop? That's how you know it is a bot. This guy's seen me. Now, there's certain helmets in the game as well that will actually help you hear things better. And if you pair that up with a stim, like a perception booster, it's absolutely crazy how far you can hear in this game. Now, I'm running the purple dick helmet. This is the best one in the game. It's like the paranoid helmet, because as you can tell, it's super anxiety inducing. You can hear so many sounds. If I put this one on, you can tell it's a lot more quieter. And the sound is muffled, and this is because this has a lesser hearing stat than the purple dick helmet. As you can see here, it's only 10% hearing boost, whereas this one is 50. So if you see someone in a kill cam and it looks like they've been tracking you through the wall, don't worry, man. The hearing in this game is absolutely crazy. You can hear someone with this purple dick helmet on and a perception booster from like 70 meters away if they're running. It's absolutely crazy. So bear that in mind as well. To be able to hear better audio, helmets matter as well, because some helmets, like I was showing you, have better stats than others. So gear tickets, we touched on it earlier, and I was saying to you that you want to be using a gear ticket to get yourself some map knowledge and stuff like that. Recruit tickets are the ones you're going to want to be using. You have recruit, standard and elite, going from worst to the best. And the reason I say you want to use the recruit ones is because you're not going to be using these to be fighting anyone that has grey bullets, green armor, and the gun is just garbage, if I'm quite honest. So you want to be using these to just run around the map, learn your spawn points, get familiar with your surroundings, you know, learn angles, peaks, jump spots, all that good stuff. Now, you're allowed up to 10 gear tickets, the recruit ones. These come back every 8 hours. And then you have the standard and elite ones. You're allowed up to 5 of these. The way you gain the standard and elite ones is from doing events and, you know, just logging into the game. That brings us here to the standard ticket, and this is a little bit better than the recruit one because it has better armor. The gun actually has some attachments, but it does lack in the ammo department, and I'm going to show you a little trick on how to make these tickets just a bit more powerful. Then we have the best ones, which are the elite tickets, significantly better because it has full sets of purple armor, even sometimes purple bullets, which are just, you know, second best in the game. I don't really count red because you can't get red all the time. Gold is the best bullets in the game. So these are the best tickets. Obviously, you don't get these all the time, but they're very, very handy when it comes to running normal mode and not having to worry about spending a ton of money and losing anything. Now, speaking about that tip on how to make your gear ticket that little bit stronger, now you see here, these sections are all blocked out. You can't put anything in here when you have a gear ticket on, regardless if it's a recruit, standard, or an elite ticket. These will always be blocked out, but your safe box isn't. So that means you can put better ammo in here to just beef up that gear ticket and make it stronger, you know, obviously corresponding to whatever weapon it is in the gear ticket. But guys, that's going to round out the video. I hope this video helped you out, and if it did, please let me know in the comments down below. Leave a thumbs up to help us out with that algorithm. Hit that sub button so you don't miss out on any future content. And again, as always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.